Getting a drink. Never had put my shoes on. Be back. Hi, Mom. When you're bringing to work. Good.
Well,
Listen to
they
this.
shouldn't. Just stop by Evo Salt Lake City, where our experts can help with custom boot fit Lake City, where our experts can help with custom boot fittings and help guide you through our unbeatable selection of top-rated skis, snowboards, and accessories. You'll find the best gear selection backed by our 365-day return policy. And as a podcast listener, get 20% off store-wide when you visit us at 660 South, 400 West, Suite 300. Our friendly team with years of experience will help you find the perfect gear, whether you need a tune-up, premium rental, or just new boots. Plus, Evo is more than just a store. We're a community hub with events, a skate park, and even an art gallery. Come visit us or shop online at evo.com. That's evo.com. And remember, mention this podcast in store for your 20% discount. Exclusions apply. Let me ask you something. Do your feet hurt after a day on the slopes? Well, they shouldn't. Just stop by Evo Salt Lake City, where our experts can help with custom boot fittings and help guide you through our unbeatable selection of top-rated skis, snowboards, and accessories. You'll find the best gear selection backed by our 365-day return policy. And as a podcast listener, get 20% off store-wide when you visit us at 660 South, 400 West, Suite 300. Our friendly team with years of experience will help you find the perfect gear, whether you need a tune-up, premium rental, or just new boots. Plus, Evo is more than just a store. We're a community hub with events, a skate park, and even an art gallery. Come visit us or shop online at evo.com. That's evo.com. And remember, mention this podcast in store for your 20% discount. Exclusions apply.
Hey there. Thanks for tuning in. You ready for another episode of My Bigfoot Sighting? All right then, let's do this.
Bigfoot Patrol. If you've had a Bigfoot sighting and would like to report it to them, please call them at 865-383-0778.
My Bigfoot sighting happened when I was 16, about 3 years ago. Well, more towards 4 now. One of my friends, I will address him as Friend A for privacy, invited me and some others up to his place in Canada. And there was 5 of us, counting me. We all was sitting there just camping. I can't remember the place name. It was, I think, more towards it was close to the Great Lakes. I know that, but I can't remember the name of the place we went camping at. But we was all sitting up. We had all the tents ready. We had a fire going. We were all just joking around. We was thinking about playing D&D because Friend A is a good DM. We like playing D&D with him. So while he was getting set up to do D&D, all of a sudden my friend said, "Hey guys," I look up and he's directly across from me, Friend B, and he's pointing right at me. So I'm like, what is it? He's right behind you. I look at Friend to the left. We look each other in the eyes. We turn behind us and we see this giant creature just walking through a tree line, like this, from one side to the other side of the trees. And at the time, Friend A was the tallest. He was like 6'2" or 6'3" maybe. This thing was at least 1.5 feet higher than him. Like it had to be at least 7'5" to 8 foot. And if the field got all of us, we were all scared. None of us knew what to do. None of us had any weapons to defend ourselves with. The best we had was a poker to deal with the fire, and we didn't think that would help. So all of a sudden, Friend A says, "Doesn't look injured." And I was confused. I looked at him like, "What do you mean?" He said, "Look at it. It looks like it's injured." And I was like, "Well, yeah, he's right." Because at first I thought it was bad, but they don't walk 2 feet to my knowledge. And we was like, well, okay. Now I was thinking, well, maybe I sway from left to right, trying to deal with the weight. Well, this creature was doing the same thing. However, every time it stepped with its left foot, you could see it kind of went down a little bit further than with its right. So we honestly thought, well, maybe it was injured. Maybe it had just recently got over an injury. But this thing, it didn't even bother looking at us. It just kept walking. And all of a sudden, Fred B, thinking it's a person, yells out, "Who's there? Come out." And this thing, without even looking at us, you could hear it growling. And it scared all of us to the point where, I mean, we all have history of fighting. We all have history within the Air Force Junior ROTC. We all have history with hunting and like crazy experiences for each of us. None of us have ever seen this. Now, this thing was probably no more than like, I want to say like 15 feet away from the tree line was. That's what the creature was. So, I mean, it was nighttime. However, the moon was out. We had good sight. But this creature, and from working with people who have lots of muscle, I can tell you when there's a lot of muscle on a creature, it's got a lot of effect. Because, especially on time maintenance, now I'm not a specialist on it, but I can tell you the muscle density by estimation. And that's because, like on the floor, the closer you get to the elbow, the bigger the floor on your skins. So, the longer the hair is out, the bigger you can tell what it's in just by looking at how. I say that if I took my hands and I wrap both my hands around that thing's form right at the elbow, that between my two middle fingers would be more than an inch apart. So this thing, just from looking at its forms, and I can tell you that the thing was probably able to lift a 200-pound tree with one hand. And it might sound crazy, but like, this creature had the muscles. This creature had the size and the environment to do so. It probably lifted trees every day its whole life. But another thing was its legs. Now, I do martial arts and I specialize in kicking. That's my specialty, is kicking. I can lift with my legs almost 350 pounds. This creature could probably double and triple my record, which I mean, when I was in high school just last year, this creature, well, my record was 347.5 pounds. That was my record. This creature probably could double that with no problem. And I honestly thought that was a person. And I didn't think nothing in the force had that kind of muscle density. So I thought it was just a person with a stuffed outfit. It wasn't because of the way it looked. It was so heavy, you said. You can tell because when something is walking, it has to distribute its weight equally. So if it stays off of one side, the other one doesn't move down in the weight. So that's why I think this thing was injured, is because it was like 350 to 4 at minimum. And whenever it stabbed, it leaned like a gorilla or an ape would. And especially on its left leg, you can see that it would try to balance itself when it did stand. And like its right foot, it stepped pretty cool with its left. So the second the right foot came up, its way hit the ground again, almost like an injured leg. food was reddish, like brown, almost like a orangish brown color. It looked as if it was paint trying to mimic a man walking. It just didn't work. So I honestly think it was a Bigfoot. So we just immediately packed our stuff up. And I mean, we left the kids there. Friday just threw water onto the fire, putting it out, and he dropped the bucket. We grabbed anything that we needed. We grabbed the food. We grabbed our generator that we had got in case something happened. And we just threw it all in the back of his pickup, and we jumped in there. We just took off. And he was hit like maybe 85 down the trail, went down the Duke Trail, and we just got out of there. It was freaky. And we went the next day, me and Friday, we went back there. He's looking around. I don't know if it was maybe another animal, maybe the same creature, maybe some people, but our tents were destroyed. Like, there was a tent maybe 10 feet into a tree, and then there was the other tent that we had. It had ripped it, like someone just took it, ripped it from one side to the other. And we looked at each other and like, dude, what if we were in those tents when this thing did this? He's like, I know, like, he's like, I think it might have been about. I was like, do they act like that? Do they sound like that? He said, no. And I'm like, I don't know, man. Let's just get out of here before I see shows up again. Yeah. So we grabbed anything we could. We was going all the way back. He went by the sales station, police station, whatever you want to call it, and he told them that a big creature had attacked our campsite. No one was home, and he would like to file a report on a possible person instead of an actual animal, because he said all we saw was a tall bipedal creature. The cops thought, well, maybe a bunch of kids just wanted to scare you guys. Yeah. But they said we're down anyways. So we both went down state and we left. We all went back down to Virginia, and my friend called me like maybe a week later saying, hey, apparently more people have been reported sighting. I'm like, oh, have they say it's Bigfoot? And I was like, no way. Like, I mean, I don't believe in every story I get. After seeing this creature, it's like, I don't know anymore. It's like, I didn't think such a massive creature could show up. And when I say massive, I am a fitness, like, I'm looking to be a fitness trainer, taking classes for now. And I can tell you, just from looking at that thing now, it was probably 350 to 400 pounds of muscle. Like a 7'5" to 8' creature. If that thing would have came up on us, none of us would have stopped it. I don't even think if we had guns, we could have stopped it. And to this day, that thing haunts me. Like, when I walk outside, I have to have a weapon just in case another creature shows up. But, yeah, that was my first encounter of Bigfoot. And that's what got me into it. So I did a bunch of research, and that's the only explanation I came up with was that we saw Bigfoot. Unlike the first one, in my home state, Virginia, I live south west. I live in the southwest, like I'm far down right out. I'm as southern as you can get in Virginia.
Let me introduce y'all to my canes. These are chicken fingers. They hit the spot, baby. Fries are golden crispy, Texas toast crunchy, and they cane sauce creamy rich. Mother!
out there. Imagine what you could do with an extra hour every day. As the everything app for hourly teams, Homebase brings scheduling, time clocks, and payroll together in one place to simplify your workday. So let your time-saving fantasies run wild and join the 150,000 businesses already using Homebase. Celebrated by Forbes, the New York Times, and the Wall Street Journal, head to joinhomebase.com to get started today.
Starting the journey to become a nurse can be confusing, but the first step is surprisingly simple. Join us at Galen College of Nursing's upcoming open house. You'll get to meet advisors, current students, and faculty. Plus, learn about the personalized student support Galen offers to help you succeed in nursing school. RSVP now for our open house on Wednesday, February 12th from 4 to 6 p.m. by visiting galencollege.edu/Salt Lake City.
But I went with my father to meet my uncle in Tennessee, and my uncle has a big field. This creature I never seen before. I've been there hundreds of times. I never saw a creature like this before. But me, my dad, and my uncle was fishing. And at first, it was just like any other normal day. I was fishing in his catfish pond because he has two ponds, one for catfish and one for redfish. We was all fishing for catfish. We wanted catfish we wanted to eat catfish that day, so we was hunting them. Like when we was fishing for them, actually. A good way to say it. But this creature came out right as the sun was setting, and we didn't have enough food in the house, so I wanted to go and sleep outside because I like camping, and we had bought a tent. So my dad's like, okay, well, if anything happens, just come back inside. We'll leave the door unlocked for you. I was like, okay. So I'm out there, and I'm in this big field. I'm right next to his guard. He puts a lot of plants. I'm maybe 12 feet away from the old barn he had. And I'm right next to a bunch of berry bushes. So I'm sitting there just trying to fall asleep. I collected me a few berries to eat until I fell asleep. And I'm just sitting there reading a book, trying to doze off. And all of a sudden, this echo, I guess you could say, just came out of nowhere. It almost sounded like someone imitated a monkey, like evil echo. It sounded like almost Vin Diesel or somebody was sitting there doing it, with how deep the voice was, how in case something happened. I remember seeing a hand grab that opening. Now, this is probably stupid of me, but I freaked out. I screamed. I grabbed my pocket knife and I just flicked it open, and I stabbed it right on his finger. I stabbed it on his, like on the knuckle of his middle finger. And you could hear this thing scream for miles. It screamed, pulled its head back, and I got caught on the tent and got knocked out of his knuckle from the tent. And all of a sudden, I could hear my dad and my uncle screaming, and my uncle said, "Get down." All of a sudden, a loud bang just went off, and I remember seeing that thing's silhouette run back by my tent. I immediately climbed out, and I literally put my hand in blood. So somebody shot thing that was at my tent. I looked over the house. My uncle has one of his rifles. He had a 308 rifle. And he quickly tossed it to me when I got over there and said, "Take this." He handed my dad a shotgun, and that shotgun, that thing is a 12 gauge. It has brass rounds, brass slug rounds. If anything was going to take that thing down, it was probably this. And it was giving me flashbacks to when I went to my friends. But it's scary to see what happened. We start walking out there, well, no more than 3 or 4 feet apart of each other's, and we started hearing stuff beat on trees. That's, you heard the constant beating of the trees. And my dad said for me to hang back and watch the bats. So I went up into the barn where there was a little lot, and I just sat there and I closed the stairway door, and I kindly put like a few vaccines on it that I could kick off if I needed to. And I'm walking towards the edge of the field opposite the house. Well, as they're walking, we heard someone scream. I took a look back at the house, and probably no more than 4 or 5 feet away from the porch was, again, another creature that looked like the one that I described before. It was tall, it was muscly, it was just frightening, and it was going towards the house as if it was going to go in. I panicked, I quickly grabbed the 308, and I took aim. I'm not the best aim out to shoot. I missed. I hit right off to about maybe half a foot away from him, 6 inches away from him. He turned around, he's looking at me. He has these oranges, yellowish eyes. And at first, he starts to walk. Then he picks the pace. He's faster, and then he's in an all-out sprint at me. My father was yelling for me to run. I freaked out. I'm like, I missed. So I quickly. Now this thing is a bolt action 308 round, and so I put the 308 round in there. I unloaded it, and I took aim again, and I shot. This time I didn't even aim for anyone. I just went to the scope, solid. I remember seeing the scope blood, so I hit. I don't know what I hit, but I hit something else. And all I saw was this creature picking up the speed like it was mad. It was getting angry. So I dropped the gun, and all of a sudden I see that thing lift one hand up, and he didn't go through the wall. He reached up and grabbed the second floor, because it was open on both sides of the barn. It was on the second floor. He grabbed onto both his hands and tried to pull himself up. And that's when I seen it. It wasn't a monkey face, like a human monkey face. Brown though. It stunk. I almost want to call it a skunk man because it's not that a skunk. But it looked like a Bigfoot, like a generic Bigfoot. It was brown with yellowish eyes, a human or monkey type face. And I just ran the opposite way. I went the opposite way, and I jumped off the other side. I landed on my feet. I'm pretty sure I spilled my ankle when I landed. I didn't land perfectly, so I'm limping away from this thing. And I look back, that thing's sitting there in the second floor, and it's just looking at me, and I'm just running. Like I went in as fast as I can. I'm limping as fast as I can, and I get up to my dad, uncle. My uncle pulls out a Winchester sidearm, and he just starts taking shot after shot after shot, and I'm pretty sure he hit one or two of them. This creature falls, and as he falls, it lands on its face on the ground, and it starts to get up. My dad pushed me aside, got closer, and that thing got up. He put a blast plug mount into its torso. Like clear as day, into its torso. He was maybe 3-4 feet away from that thing. And he put a round into it, knocked it on its rear end, and worked it around. Like we worked it as far away to the left of us as we could, and we just off towards the house. While we were running, my uncle was trying to load his Winchester again because he shot every bullet he had in that thing. And he's finally got it loaded, and he turns around and he stopped. I turned around and I stopped. It was gone. Whatever it was gone. We didn't see anywhere else. My dad yells for us to come on. So we run inside, and they shut the door, locked the door. My uncle's little chihuahua is barking up a storm as if he wanted to go in there and fight the thing himself. And this thing just, I don't know how, it's so big, it can be so fast that it like basically vanishes. I thought I was dreaming, but no. The next day, my uncle and my dad asked me how I was doing, and asked me if what I saw when that thing was close to me. I was like, so I wasn't dreaming. They said, no, we saw it too. And I'm like, okay, well, what did we see? My dad said, I think it was some kind of bell. My uncle looked at him like, are you crazy? That was no bell. That was Bigfoot. I was like, whoa, there's no way. There's no way that this could be a bell, and I don't think this could be Bigfoot because not even Bigfoot's that powerful, is he? My dad shot me with a brass slug round from a 12 gauge, and this thing, the best it did was put it on the shoe end and gave us a few seconds to run. This thing got shot from like 3 or 4 feet away by that 12 gauge in the chest, and it didn't die. It just got knocked down. So it's like this thing just said, you know what? You all are just picking up me with a little bit of pain. And then that 12 gauge is basically a bit way of saying, oh, well, that hope, I'm leaving. I'm out. And none of us even realized it till we started running away. And we were halfway to the house. That thing was gone. But, that was
It's my boss.
the last time I ever saw a Bigfoot.
Well, that's it for tonight's show. If you've had a Bigfoot sighting,
There goes my boss. That's my boss. Can't stand him. Ask him questions and he doesn't know. Alright, give me 1 sec. Oh my goodness.
Hey, all you small business owners out there, imagine what you could do with an extra hour every day. As the everything app for hourly teams, Homebase brings scheduling, time clocks, and payroll together in one place to simplify. Get started today.
Guide you through our unbeatable selection of top-rated skis, snowboards, and accessories. You'll find the best gear selection backed by our 365-day return policy. And as a podcast list,
It's gonna be for tomorrow. This is my radio didn't want to work today. That's retarded. It makes me sad. My radio doesn't work. So not doing. Alright. Gonna get off now. See you later. Bye.